Siya hamba, siya hamba, oh siya hamba, siya hamba, siya hamba kukanywenkwenko, siya hamba kukanywenkwenko, siya hamba kukanywenkwenko, siya hamba kukanywenkwenko, siya hamba, siya hamba. Siya hamba kukanywenkwenko, siya hamba, siya hamba, siya hamba kukanywenkwenko, siya hamba kukanywenkwenko, siya hamba kukanywenkwenko, siya hamba kukanywenkwenko, siya hamba kukanywenkwenko. Siya hamba, siya hamba, siya hamba kukanywenkwenko, siya hamba, siya hamba, siya hamba kukanywenkwenko. Twatembea mwangazani, katika mwangaza wa Bwana. Twatembea mwangazani, katika mwangaza wa Bwana. Twatembea, twatembea, katika mwangaza wa Bwana. Twatembea, twatembea, katika mwangaza wa Bwana. Twatembea mwangazani, katika mwangaza wa Bwana. Twatembea mwangazani, katika mwangaza wa Bwana. Twatembea, twatembea, katika mwangaza wa Bwana. Twatembea, twatembea, katika mwangaza wa Bwana. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God. Marching in the light of God. We are 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 marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching in the light of God. Asante, nasema asante, nasema asante, ewe Mungu wangu, ewe ni Mungu wa upendo, ewe ni Mungu wa upendo, ewe ni Mungu wa upendo, ewe Mungu wangu. Asante. nasema asante, nasema asante, ewe Mungu wangu, ewe ni Alfa na Omega, ewe ni Alfa na Omega, ewe ni Alfa na Omega, ewe Mungu wangu, nasema asante, nasema asante, nasema asante, ewe Mungu wangu, ewe ni Mungu wa uzima, ewe ni Mungu wa uzima, ewe ni Mungu wa uzima, ewe Mungu wangu. Asante, nasema asante, nasema asante, ewe Mungu wangu. Ah 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 ah.
Hamba
Siyahamba kukanywenkwenko, siyahamba kukanywenkwenko, siyahamba kukanywenkwenko, siyahamba kukanywenkwenko, siyahamba kukanywenkwenko, siyahamba, siyahamba, siyahamba kukanywenkwenko. Siyahamba, siyahamba, siyahamba kukanywenkwenko. Twatembea mwangazani katika mwangaza wa Bwana. Twatembea mwangazani katika mwangaza wa Bwana. Twatembea, twatembea katika mwangaza wa Bwana. Twatembea, twatembea katika mwangaza wa Bwana. Twatembea mwangazani katika mwangaza wa Bwana. Twatembea mwangazani katika mwangaza wa Bwana. Twatembea, twatembea katika mwangaza wa Bwana. Twatembea, twatembea katika mwangaza wa Bwana. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching. We are marching in the light of God. Marching in the light of God. We are 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 marching, marching, we are marching, marching. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching in the light God. Nkosi sikeleli Afrika, malupaganisu pondolwayo, izwa imithandazo yethu. Nkosi sikelela thina lusapho lwayo. Nkosi sikeleli Afrika, malupaganisu pondolwayo, izwa imithandazo yethu. Nkosi sikelela thina lusapho lwayo. Mure na buluka si sichabasa Yesu ufedi sedin twali matswenyeho murena buluka sichabasa Yesu ufedi sedin twali matswenyeho usibuluke Usibuluke murena Usibuluke sichabasa Yesu sichabasa Afrika woza moya woza moya woza moya hoi dwele kosi sikelela tina lusabulwayo.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us here today on our fundraising effort, which is a virtual fundraising effort. We are glad you're taking the time, and we're excited to share some of the impact stories of people that are supporting this work, people that are benefiting from this work with you today. And we're glad for you to be part of this. And we're hoping that you will continue partnering with us, supporting us, and supporting the communities that we are working with in Uganda. A very big thank you and welcome to our fundraiser.
Jambo, hello. My name is Grace Kuto, co-founder and president of Harambee Center. Welcome to our 19th annual African Cultural Extravaganza fundraiser. This is the first year we're going to do it virtually because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Our goal this year is to raise $30,000, first for a water harvest project in Matale, Uganda at St. Andrews High School. Number two, for a skill building program for teen mothers at Chwele in Kenya. Number three, because of the climate we're in, because of COVID-19, our general fund is being depleted because we really have not been soliciting for any funds. So those are the three areas we would like to support this year. We would like to thank our presenting sponsor, EAI Information Systems. We have a few other key partners in this effort this year of fundraising, and they are Tigard Community Friends Church, Portland Metro Rotary Club, and Rotary Club of Tigard, the Noon Club. We want to thank all of you for working alongside us in this effort. And again, without us coming together and pulling all of us together, we would not be able to have the funding that can help us create a better world for children and their families in rural Africa. So we want to thank you so much for joining us today. And we hope that you'll have fun. We have a few activities to keep you busy, to have, to help you have fun, while we all try to make a difference together. And so thank you so much for being here with us. And if you're here for the first time, double welcome. And we hope you're here to stay, like many of us have stayed for many, many years, 19 and beyond. Thank you. Asante sana. Harambee is our name and our mission. Harambee is a Swahili word that means let's pull together for the good of community. We pull the people of the Pacific Northwest and the people and cultures of Africa together through cultural exchange opportunities in healthcare, education, and small businesses for women.
My name is Thomas Rwebuga. I am a volunteer with the Harambee Center, and I've done that for many years. I'm from Matali, Uganda, but I live here in Oregon and have been here since '92. The Harambee Center has helped me to reconnect to my community in Uganda and help that community and help younger people with education, and it's been fantastic. And the building in the background is the dormitory. We are in the middle of building. And in fact, it's a little further along than it looks, what the picture I have in the background. But we started that with a good donation from Nike. We got to a $200,000 grant from Nike that helped us to do this work. And then the building in front of it is a classroom. And that classroom and a bunch of other classrooms we renovated in the early 2000s. Then in the mid 2000s, in fact, starting 2006, we raised money and built a new science lab from scratch for the school. The science lab has physics, chemistry, biology, and home economics in it. But when we were doing that work of building the science lab, we had gone to the school and we had asked students at the school what would be most important to them. And what we had, especially from the girls at the school, was they wanted a dormitory. And the dormitory was that they can be able to focus on their schooling instead of walking 3 to 7 miles one way every day to get to school, and then getting home, having to do chores, and being tired and not being able to do homework. And some of those girls also have safety risks because of that walking back and forth. Some of them get unfortunately raped and they get pregnant at an early age and they drop out of school. So the dorm is meant to give them that safety place where they can just be kids and focus on their education. The dorm is also, plus the other buildings on the property, are going to give us a water source. That's the fundraiser that we are working towards with the Rotary Club to raise money to create a water harvesting project off the roofs of these buildings, to create water, to provide water for the school and for these girls. Right now, you see the building is on a hill. Down the hill, about 1.5 miles, is the well where they collect water. And again, that collecting water to bring up back up to school means they miss sometimes part of the school, educational part of the school to go get water so the school can prepare meals for them and that kind of stuff. So creating a water source is going to be a very beneficial part for the school.
Portland Metro Rotary is taking on the water aspect of the project in Uganda, which is a school that currently houses 400 children. They are building so that they can expand to up to 1,000 children that can go to this school. And in doing that, they have outstripped the amount of water available to them from the gazetted system in the village. Up to this point, they have bought water, and then they have taken the girls out of school and sent them 2.5 miles away to gather water from a pond that has very questionable water in terms of health qualities. And it takes the girls out of school all day long so that they can go deliver water. What we are doing as Portland Metro Rotary and the other Rotarian clubs that are joining us is we are putting together a project to get water harvested from the roofs. There are 4 roofs on the school buildings. All 4 of those roofs will be put together in a water harvesting system that when they have their dual rains, it rains heavily twice a year in Uganda where they are. They'll be able to capture this water, put it in one of 3 tanks, and the school children will have water without having to walk to a pond to get it.
Regarding growing up in Uganda in a community that struggled to have water. I grew up just a few minutes away from Matale, the community in Uganda that we've been supporting for the last many years. And the struggle is clear, mainly for the girl child who has to do the work mainly of being able to go to the well, get the water, bring it back to the family. So they watching that firsthand as a kid and seeing the impact that this would have on the lives of these girls who could not have the same time to study for school is what really motivates me and motivates our board, but also motivates my family as well for us to be part of this work and for us to continue giving such opportunity to these young women for them to get a fair shot at getting an education. What we have seen in Uganda, for example, has been for every project we have done, there has been a community contribution to it. And usually it's between 30 to 40%. Some of the projects has even been 50%, where it's not as if we're just giving them a check. We are saying, hey, we are making a contribution to your project. This is your vision. This is your own baby, in a way. We are here to partner, but we're not giving you an empty check for you to do whatever. But what contribution are you able to make? And we have seen the community really. One story that I like to share. Recently in 2018, beginning of 2018, I was in Uganda, and when I was in Uganda, we had a community fundraising effort, and then it's thousands and thousands of community members came up, and some of them were donating 500 shillings, which is equivalent of a cent here in the US or 2 cents here in the US. They're donating that much money. We had kids who we knew couldn't afford fees that were saying, hey, you know what? If I have a little bit of savings that I have, and I'm able to contribute 1 cent or 2 cents to this project, I'm going to do that. We had, and from that, I think we were close to 2,000 plus people that donated their money. And this is a community that is known to that well off. And for us seeing that, that the community was able to go that distance to find the little they have and contribute to this work went a long way. But also the parents of the school. Each of these parents contributes to the construction projects that are going on, both financially, but also they are able to donate bananas, for example, for food. They're able to donate labor towards getting water to the school because the school is on a hill. So we see some of these partnerships along the way in the projects that are going on, which make it very, very possible for us to feel that, hey, this is a contribution that is coming in from the community, and we're not in a way almost banks for them. We are partners, equal partners in this work. So it is the same, I think, in Kenya, in a way you have been, Dennis, as it is in Uganda. But the communities in Uganda, they have gone above the distance really to do a little bit extra here and there to make this work.
About 15 years ago, I was introduced to the Harambee Center through the opportunity to travel to Uganda with students and teachers alike. And what made it so special to work with them, and why I ultimately became a member of the board, is because they're different than a lot of other organizations that either focus on education or travel or even development work. And what's so important is that they have people here in our community, in the Portland metro area, who are from the communities in Africa that we work with. And that changes the dynamic entirely, because it means that we have a certain kind of credibility and a certain kind of communication with the communities that we work with that I've never seen anywhere else. And for me, that's one of the things that makes Harambee Center special.
My name is Joy Wasilwa, and I am the director at Chwele Community Resource and Peace Center. I joined this organization in 2013 as a volunteer. Harambee Center has helped Chwele community because through Harambee, in connection with Chwele Community Resource and Peace Center, there's so many programs that we are doing in the community. And at first, the community did not understand what the community center is all about. But right now, they have embraced the community center, and they know that they can run to us whenever they have problems, whenever they need counseling, whenever they need help in terms of conflict resolution with their families, and also entrepreneurship lessons. I see a future because, as I said before, people have now known what it means to be a community center. Because long time they just used to see this center there and they don't know what it is. And right now they can come and be served there. Now the future is we want to engage in giving mentorship programs to the girl child. And when I say the girl child, it's also because of the COVID-19 effects, because right now we have so many girls that are pregnant and they have dropped out of school. So currently we are planning to reach out to these girls, do mentorship programs through motivational talks, giving psychosocial support, and also distributing sanitary towels and underwears to these girls and giving them life skills. So that is our future plan, and we hope that this will be a permanent program. And then we also have the mental health program that is ongoing, and we see that this is a very beneficial program to the community, and it is a long-term program. So the future has the center has a future.
Thank you. My name is Moses Wakala. I am a field officer at Chwele Community Center. As a field officer, my work is to visit the people in the community, the vulnerable people who are suffering, some of them whose houses have fallen because of floods, people who have no food, people who need medication. And after visiting, may compile a small report, plan on how to help them as a Chwele Community Resource Center. That's what I do at the resource center. We have had a lot of challenges because of COVID. First of all, the schools closed. And when schools close, all the children come back home. And because of children coming home and they have no counseling, they have no teachers around them to help them in learning, we have had a lot of challenges of early pregnancy of the students. So many students have gotten pregnant, and as a resource center, we are doing the counseling of those we can be able to manage to help them realize that they will soon be back to normal. Also, at the same time, because of COVID, we have a lot of demand for food at homes, and some homes were not prepared for this. It came as an emergency. So some homes have lacked the basic resources. With the congestion, there are more diseases in the homes, and therefore we need to support this community to be able to reach our facility for medical checkup. At the same time, people's business have gone down because of COVID. There's no funding of from different entities. The money that was there has been diverted. The people who are used to supplying food supplies to the schools and other regions cannot supply because they are all closed. So economically, the community has been frustrated, and COVID has had really bad challenges, bad effects in the community.
I would really like to appreciate all our donors, those whom we know, because there's some of them that come to Kenya, they have visited Kenya and they know Chwele in person. I would really love to appreciate what they do for us, what they do for the communities in Kenya. And I would just say that they should continue to hold our hands as we walk through this journey of assisting our people. And we really pray for them, and we hope that those who have not come to Kenya, those who have not come to Chwele, one day we shall have an opportunity for them to visit us. We would also want to come also there and just represent our community and tell you more about our culture, tell you more about what you do not know about the Chole community, because it is a very rich community in terms of culture, in terms of food and everything else.
Hi, this is Grace. I just wanted to come and introduce you to a variety of quilts that we have. that you'll find on our auction item list. Also, you'll find some of them at our market on our website. And so just wanted to encourage you to take a peek. The beautiful quilts, you can see them behind me. These are made by women from Chwele, a village where I was born and raised. So these women that made these quilts, actually, some of them grew up with me. And Harambee Center, we support them to help them sustain an income for their families. And they've been doing this for many, many years. So please make sure you pick up one of these quilts. They're beautiful, beautiful quilts, handmade by the women. And thank you in advance. This is one of the quilts that I would like to introduce you to. It has different patterns of African animals, village life, and other African designs. You can find it on our website among the auction item list. So please check it out. The size and the price is on our website. And thank you. This is a different quilt, typically with very, very vibrant African colors. The picture doesn't do it much justice, but you have to see it. So which means you have to bid and actually buy it. It's beautiful, beautiful. Again, it's handmade by the African women, and they put many hours in there. And so please, please support the women. Get this one and you'll be very happy. If you want to bring some sunshine in your home, this is the one you want. I come to you with a very, very special gift from for Harambee Center, a gift from Harambee to your home. It's called Be the Gift. This is a very special gift made by a very special friend of mine, and she made it with a lot of love. And this is the back of the quilt. And now I would like for you to see the front of the quilt. And it's made, it has different animals on it, different African animals, but it's a beautiful, beautiful, it's a sage green. That is the theme, you know, the overall theme of the quilt. Please check it out on the website. It's our premier quilt, so it will be in your auction items. It is valued pretty high value, and please check the price and the size. It's looking for a nice home like yours, and it wants to come home with you. So please check it out and take it home. Again, thank you so much for your support. The way Harambee Center connects the young people of America and the young people of Africa is through our sister school programs. We have very, very vibrant, active, and student-driven sister school programs between 2 sister schools in Oregon and 2 sister schools, one in Kenya and one in Uganda. Southridge High School is a sister school to St. Andrews High School in Matale, Uganda. Mountainside High School is a sister school to Chwele Girls High School in Chwele, Kenya. We have seen a lot of change in these students that engage in these connections. And we're really, really encouraged with the values we see develop. And so the sister school program is one of our main thrusts of our mission, just because of what we have seen happen with the students. We know that these students are going to be the future ambassadors of peace in the world because of these experiences that they have had through the Harambee Center program. I would just like to mention 3 star students out of these programs, 1 from Oregon, 1 from Kenya, and 1 from Uganda. In Oregon, one of our star students is from Southridge High School. She graduated from Southridge High School. Her name is Cameron Case. You'll get to meet her through this particular fundraiser, through the virtual means. Our star student in Uganda is Robert Kasumba. You'll also get to meet Robert through this platform as well. Our star student in Kenya is Linda Sanyanda, who has also visited Mountainside High School here. And all these students, all these 3 students are not the only ones, but they're the ones that stand out in our program, and there are many, many others behind them.
Thank you to everyone that has supported Harambee work through your kind donations. And I can say I'm one of the living examples of what your work has done, what your kind contributions have done. And I believe through the support you give to Harambee will help so many kids get a better life, change from a life where they're thinking about poverty and failure in life to a life where they're thinking about succeeding and creating positive change. Again, thank you so much. Harambee has impacted my life directly, personally. Studying at St. Andrews, where Harambee provided a good environment for studying. I mean, being in a school where you have literally all the resources that you need to excel as a student, that really helped me so much, and I took the best advantage of that. But then at the end of the 4 years, I excelled in my national exams, being the best student in Rakai district and qualifying to get admitted in the best school in the country. And then, so the foundation was basically the work of Harambee and me being able to be part of the team that went to the US because I got to meet so many people. At that point, I was feeling I wanted to be a software engineer, but being in a more technologically advanced nation and seeing how computers and technology were driving day-to-day work really encouraged me to pursue my dream of being a software engineer. And right now I can say I graduated from Makerere University in 2019 with a first-class degree in software engineering. I'm doing my master's at Washington University in St. Louis in computer science. So directly, Harambee on a personal level has helped me, but it has also helped so many other kids like me that have gone through Matali, through the science lab, the equipment we've been getting, the kind of the mentorship we've been getting from the team from Harambee has really been helpful and impactful.
Thank you to any of you who have donated your time and or resources to the Harambee Center. Having the opportunity to visit Matale, Uganda, I have had the pleasure of seeing the impacts that your donations have on these communities. Harambee Center empowers students to dream big, and your donations allow the Harambee Center to make those dreams a reality. However, the Harambee Center doesn't just empower students in rural East Africa, but also here locally in the Pacific Northwest. I know this because I've been drastically impacted by the Harambee Center. As a high school student, my participation with the Uganda Club and Harambee Center is what empowered me to pursue my degrees of International Relations and Cultural Anthropology. Since I've conducted research with minority groups in the United States and have presented my research at international anthropology conferences. I have also had the opportunity of conducting international relations with the United Nations and European Union. I would never have had the opportunities or be where I am today without the support and generosity of the Harambee Center. I cannot say thank you enough for all of your donations and the impact you've had on my life, in addition to all of the students in Matale, Uganda, and Chwele, Kenya.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Patricia Nampindi. I'm so happy for this opportunity of talking to you guys. I'm a nurse now, working at Canada Medical Center and nursing home. I was among the students at St. Andrews Matale Secondary School who got a chance of visiting Southridge High School. But due to that opportunity, I'm who I am today. I'm a nurse now, but it's because of that opportunity. Getting that chance of visiting US, it opened up my eyes. As a girl who grew up very deep in village with my grandmom, flying up to US, it was an opportunity that gave me courage that all things can become true. My nursing school was paid by Sir Jeremiah Hubbard and family. So Sir Jeremiah, I thank you so much for making my dream to become true. I appreciate everything you did for me. All students at Southville, thank you so much. Visiting US, it gave me an opportunity to meet beneficial friends. I got a Daddy Todd. Thank you for being there for me in all situations. You have been there to advise in everything I do. Right now, in 2021, I'm planning to go back to school. I have a certificate in nursing, but I want to have a diploma in nursing. My dream, I want to have my own health facility. All of you members, thank you so much. I'm so happy for this opportunity. I wish you the best.
Well, doing this work for so many years has certainly changed the way I think about things. I guess I want to say that the best thing it's done for me is just made me a lot better social studies teacher. My horizons are much broader now. My understanding of the world is much deeper. And I hope that that has been passed on to the many students I've had in these past few years. So hopefully I'm a better teacher and man for it. Harambee does a lot of development work that I'm really proud of, but because I'm a teacher, the thing that I'm passionate about is the education that takes place, not just improving the educational conditions for students in our sister schools, but also for the students here in South Beaverton that I've been working with. And so if you care about education, if you care about cultural connections, and if you care about kind of breaking down the barriers that, that keep people apart, then I think that's one reason you might support the Harambee Center.
I want to tell those of you who are donors to the Harambee Center a story partly why I'm involved in the Harambee Center and why this work is so important. And in particular, at Matale, why we focused on the girls at the school. When I was in school, at the primary school in Matale, where I grew up, there was a young woman, her name was Rosemary Namiaro. Rosemary was in my classmate from the 5th grade until the 7th grade. During the 7th grade in Uganda, you do a national exam, and that national exam more or less decides where you end up. Rosemary was one of those pupils that was so brilliant. At 8 exam we did, as we were preparing for that national exam from the in our classes and our class exercises, she was one of the best students always. There were a bunch of us that competed with each other, and she was one of the better competitors that we had in the class. when we sat for the national exam, she was one of those that got, in Uganda, it's called a first grade. And the first grade means you've scored the highest marks in the exam. And that exam then ensured that you're going to go on to go to secondary school, which would be high school, and then start your journey towards a career. When that national exam results came back, Rosemary was one of the best students at the school, and I was one of them, and a few of our other friends. So we all thought we are all going to go to secondary school, and many of us did. But when we came back the first term, we realized Rosemary did not go to secondary school. And as the year went by, we realized Rosemary, in fact, had been married. She had been one of the best students, as I said, but she had been married at a really tender age. She was, I think, at the time about 15 years old. And that meant a brilliant mind did not end up going on to do whatever opportunities she would have gotten. Many of my friends, myself included, went on to become successful in our careers. I work in finance. I have a friend that worked at the IMF, International Monetary Fund, and others that have done incredible things. But Rosemary, as a woman, did not go. The most part of that was because she was a girl, and her family did not believe in educating a woman. And part of our work has been, how do we now make sure that that community changes and focuses on educating the girl, and that the girls can be successful. That's why we do the work we do. That's why we fundraise. That's why we want your help to ensure that in this day and age, we do not end up with the more Rosemary Namiaros, where younger women drop out of school just because they did not have, their family didn't support them, or they didn't have school fees to be able to afford to go to secondary school.
Working together with NGOs like Harambee is one of the most important things that Rotary can do. And when you're a member of organizations like Harambee that are developing funds and developing projects across the world in places that aren't as familiar to people in the United States, Rotary is the organization that can leverage what an NGO like Harambee is doing. So it is great to be a member of both. Grace Kuto, who is the originator of Harambee, is also a Rotarian. And she's a Rotarian because she realizes that this combination, this meshing of a really good NGO that knows who they are and why they exist, with Rotary, who also knows who they are and why they exist, but they're different. One knows culture, one knows not only culture, but funding. And you put those two things together and it really enhances the funding for Harambee. It enhances the culture of Rotary. And it's just one of the best things that can be done in this world, is combine our resources in a way that leverages everyone for the better.
I think the strengths of Harambee are first that it sees great need in a particular area and it organizes and meets those needs. I think also a strength is that it's closely supervised. Too many overseas programs have been well-intentioned and gathered funds to invest in meeting a need overseas, but it didn't work out because they weren't well supervised and nobody was closely watching where the funds were going. With Harambee, the Grace and Paul Kudo are closely watching what is going on with the program. There are other organizations that keep tabs on it. And in addition, there are individuals here in America and over in Kenya who are also involved in making sure that the program succeeds and meets the goals it intends.
What makes Harambee credible is, I think, because it's influenced by Kenyans running it, that they know the Kenyans and they know what the Kenyans really need, and not just what we think they need. And they, with God's help, are able to do a lot of meeting of needs, medical needs, educational needs, cultural interchange needs. It's effective because it's run by Kenyans, or it's operated through the Kenyan people.
We are on a mission to change lives, our own lives, and those we serve. We have people serving Harambee Center in various ways, and we call them the hands and feet of Harambee Center. This work is done through our board members, our volunteers, our students, our community leaders on the ground both in Kenya and Uganda. And all of us collectively are able to carry on this mission only through the generosity and the gifts that we receive from our donors. Without these gifts, the rest of us would not be able to make a difference in the areas where we serve. So I would like to take a moment to thank all of you in every capacity you serve Harambee Center. I want to thank you for the part that you play, for being a circle of friends to the areas we serve in rural East Africa. This circle is a circle that is bound by the hearts of service that I believe will never, ever be broken. So thank you for being part of that circle.
Right. I really want to send a very big thank you to each one of you. First, for the time commitment. Second, for the resources and the donations that you have given Harambee over the years. We and the communities we support don't take that for granted. When we see a young man in Robert Kasumba get an education, come on top of his class in Makerere University, when we see a young woman today that has become a nurse in a community in Uganda, and she's supporting to better the health of the community, thanks to the work that you have been able to support. When we see today a teacher teaching in Matali that has been part of this work that you have supported, we don't take that for granted. We are thankful. The families that are being supported are thankful. The community is thankful. And the work we do in changing the life trajectories for these young people goes a long way in changing the communities. And I believe strongly that it's changing the world slowly but surely across continents, where someone here in the Pacific Northwest is able to link up with someone across the continent in Uganda to support them, to help them. That goes a long way. And as Harambee, we are committed to that. We are committed to work with you and to find those opportunities where we can continue connecting and getting people across cultures and across continents together. So thank you for your work. Thank you for your time. And may you be blessed.
Sia hamba, sia hamba, oh sia hamba, sia hamba, sia hamba kukanywenkwenko, sia hamba kukanywenkwenko, sia hamba kukanywenkwenko, sia hamba kukanywenkwenko, sia hamba, sia hamba. Siyahamba kukanywenkwenko, siyahamba, siyahamba, siyahamba kukanywenkwenko, siyahamba kukanywenkwenko, siyahamba kukanywenkwenko, siyahamba kukanywenkwenko, siyahamba kukanywenkwenko, siyahamba, siyahamba, siyahamba kukanywenkwenko, siyahamba, siyahamba, siyahamba kukanywenkwenko, twatembea mwangazani katika mwangaza wa Bwana, twatembea mwangazani katika mwangaza wa Bwana, twatembea, twatembea katika mwangaza wa Bwana, twatembea, twatembea katika mwangaza wa Bwana, twatembea mwangazani katika mwangaza wa Bwana, twatembea mwangazani katika mwangaza wa Bwana, twatembea, twatembea katika mwangaza wa Bwana, twatembea, twatembea katika mwangaza wa Bwana. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God.